Welcome to Trial by Wine. We take a closer look at crimes that highlight how fascinating humans can be. Schmitty, Swanee and Clarky visit crimes and run them through their jury of three, debating both sides of the case to agree an appropriate, if totally fictitious, sentence. Please be advised, Trial by Wine may include explicit or disturbing content and will include drunken rambling. Listener discretion is advised. All right, how are we?
Very well, thank you.
Not too bad, thank you.
Any news?
No.
Oh, I've got a story that I need to tell you. It's not one that happened in the last 5 minutes. It's one that happened today. So I've got a thing about activewear outside of activewear situations. So, you know, if you're at the gym and you're wearing activewear, sure, why not? We're going to a brunch meeting today and it's about 10 o'clock in the morning. Mm-hmm. And in the main street of Wodonga, which is a little town near where we live, there's a woman sitting down wearing a boob tube and tight shorts and, you know, bare stomach, bare everything else.
What was the
sitting
temperature?
At the front of maybe a bank. Oh, it was cold and windy.
Yeah, so it wasn't good weather here today.
I was in hoodie without the
You're
hood
in
on.
a beanies.
But it was, it wasn't warm. It started off warm, but it got cold. Anyway, so that's what she's wearing. Main Street in Wodonga. So we catch up with the person that we're catching up for brunch with. And I said, so I've got this thing about activewear, right? So I start to tell this story. And he goes, well, funny you should say that. There's a sex video going round at the moment.
Well, I did not see that coming.
No, right? The woman on the bench.
I've just got my judgy pants on. So
at least you got pants on. That's
apparently right. Yeah, it's nice. So apparently, this woman is in a park not too far from where we were, bouncing up and down on this skinny little bloke who he referred to as Little Man,
as opposed to Slender Man.
Yeah, yes, as opposed to Slender Man, exactly. So Little Man walks with a walking frame. Mm-hmm. So I don't know whether he's fallen over and she's taken her opportunity or whether it was a consensual thing. Anyway, there's a video of them, the two of them, in broad daylight going for it.
Goodness
So we're
me.
sitting there having a coffee and, you know, we order some brunch. And then he goes,
there's more to it? Oh, my God.
That's him. And so then Little Man goes past on he's got like a Zimmer frame thing. He goes past.
How old would he be? Roughly.
Oh, well, apparently he's the same age as this bloke, give or take. So maybe 50.
Okay, right, yep.
Doesn't look a day over 70.
Got it.
Obviously had a tough
really good
life.
life. Yeah.
Yeah. It was hard to tell whether she was a man or a woman. So I did have to, I was going, I don't know whether he was a man or a woman, but he said, no, she's the woman, he's the man. They were both in the sex tape. So it was a lot at brunch.
One night in Wodonga, is it?
One morning in Wodonga. Like, this is not
as opposed to one night in Paris, it's one morning in Wodonga.
Yeah, exactly right. Yeah. How romantic.
Oh, God. And is it actually a sex tape? I'm sure it's just some video footage. I don't think anyone's filmed it, have they?
No, I imagine someone's live streamed it on the internet or something going on.
Oh, God, yeah, probably.
You know, things that make you not want to order breakfast.
It does
Maybe
sound
it's on Pornhub.
It does sound like the kind of thing.
I literally just Googled it and it was fucking Wodonga was the name of something on Pornhub. I don't know if it was them. I didn't click on it.
Oh, I'm appalled they didn't call it One Night in Wodonga. One Night in Wodonga.
As you said, One Night in Wodonga, I read fucking Wodonga and I thought, well, no, you're close, Swanee, but no.
One Night in Wodonga.
I think it'd be more like romance in Wodonga or something, you know.
No.
Love in Paris, love in Wodonga.
It sounds like something that would happen in a local
under the
park.
Wodongan sun.
Active love. God.
Love actively.
Love active, yeah. I like it. All right, I'm Schmitty.
I'm Swanee.
And I'm Clarky. And together we are...
Trial.
By
Wine.
And other stuff.
What are we drinking?
I'm going to crack on with my bottle of budget soda.
Soda water, yep.
Yep.
Yum, yum.
We're polishing off the last bit of our Pinot Noir, and then we're going to crack open a 2019 Petite Verdot from Feathertop.
Oh, lovely.
Delightful. How about you,
Lovely.
Schmitty?
I'm hard rating again. Yep, I'm still on
Yep.
my homemade hard rated solo. It's delicious. It's very.
Oh, watch out. You're marketing to children.
No, I'm marketing to myself. It's very, yeah, I know, hard rated lemon lime drink, alcoholic drink, whatever they call it. Yeah, I think I've nailed how to make it almost identically without paying $5 a can.
Oh,
That's good. Someone I used to know used to refer to like cruises and that sort of stuff as wobbly pop. And I think it's a great name.
It's very descriptive and quite accurate.
You have a couple.
And you're wobbly, and it tastes like pop. That's the thing. Yeah.
Yeah. So wobbly pop.
Very good.
Mango chutney wobbly pop. Could have one day.
Yeah.
What a
Well,
ring.
I've got to get the mango raspberry soda syrup. They don't make that. Anyway,
Rude.
what? It is rude. Who's got a story?
I have. I know I just
Excellent.
told one, but I've got another one.
Oh, that was a short story. Let's have something else. Yeah.
This one's very, very different to the story of Active Lady and Little Man.
Should we brace ourselves?
Love actively.
Yeah, Love Actively, exactly right. You should brace yourself. Yeah, it's not one that goes on for a long, long time.
Yeah.
But it's a story recommended to me by one of my closest friends who also happens to be a regular listener. So we were going over to their house for dinner recently, and she suggested that this story would be a good topic for Trial by Wine. And that whilst we were over there, we could go for a walk past the house to the family home of where this story took place, which apparently is still there.
Where?
It's in, I was going to say Mont Albert. Mont Park is the mental institution in McLeod. Mont Albert is a classy suburb in Melbourne that is near where the Minogues are from. Anyway, so the family home was in Mont Albert. Thankfully, it wasn't a great night for a walk, so we stayed in. But she was right. It's certainly our kind of story, although it is incredibly sad. I want to preface this with I would have liked to have done this more justice. It's one of those stories that there is not enough information on to do it justice. And there was a movie that so there's been a book written about it and a movie, and I Googled a couple of different, things as to where to find the movie. But it was also in the headlines recently because somebody was on a radio show and said that she listened to a podcast on this story to cheer herself up or something. And it must have been one of those, a throwaway line, but the family called her out on it, which is fair. It's a horrible story. But if the family ever do listen to this, which clearly no one listens to us, so they won't, but if they do, I would have liked to have done this more justice. Anyway, it's a tragic tale, but it's a local one. And given that my friend suggested we should do it, I thought, let's do it. So brace yourselves and let's get started.
And I'd like to apologise in advance to the family that we started this whole story about Love Actively because we didn't know what was coming.
Well, also that was a different story, not this story. Let's take a pause to transition from Love Actively to the story of Rachel Barber. So to tell this story, we need to head back to 1999 in Melbourne when Rachel was a 15-year-old girl. I gave thought to 1999, like what was going on at the time? 15-year-old girl, what would she have been doing? So think, end of the millennium, partying like it's 1999. There was a horrible threat of the Y2K and the world ending. Kylie Minogue on a night like this was around that time, possibly 2000, but I'm pretty sure it was in 1999 in the lead up to 2000. J-Lo had a hit. What was it? Anyone know?
Yeah.
Waiting for Tonight.
Yeah.
Waiting for tonight.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Oh.
So if music takes you back to a time, it was that time. Rachel had the looks of a model and the passion to be a performer. In fact, she was a promising full-time student at the Dance Factory in Richmond.
Oh, the Dance Factory, yeah.
Yeah. And by all accounts, she was tall, had brilliant emerald eyes, and was going to be a star. Off the stage, she was a shy teenager. I guess so many people are. They have this really kind of introverted personality until they get on the stage and then lights, camera, action. I think she was one of those. She had loving parents, Michael and Elizabeth, and two younger sisters. Elizabeth's father was Ivan Southall, who you may know as an Australian writer of more than 30 children's fiction books, 6 adult fiction books, and 10 non-fiction books. He penned the Simon Black series about a fictional brave pilot that was an Australian counterpart to the Biggles series. He was the one
I don't know him.
Yeah, I didn't know him either, but obviously he's done a lot of writing. Anyway, he was the one who had the home in Montalbert. So on the 28th of February 1999, Rachel received a call from their babysitter and friend Caroline Reed Robertson. Here we go with another Caroline, right?
Nothing to do with me.
Caroline told Rachel that she could make $100 by participating in a psychological study the next day. She said that Rachel should come to her apartment after her dance class, but she warned Rachel that she should not tell anyone as this could compromise the results of the study. So Rachel, being Rachel, didn't tell a soul of her plans. And the next day, on the 1st of March, she made her way by tram over to Caroline's apartment. There they enjoyed a slice of pizza before the test commenced. And I feel like we've heard this in at least 2 other stories, or something similar. Caroline told Rachel that they would begin the study by meditating and thinking about happy and pleasant things. Do you remember Diana? Close your eyes and wait till the money falls, or whatever it was?
Yep.
And the Indian lady who was getting people in the temples.
Yes, yeah.
Similar kind of strategy. So Rachel closes her eyes and begins to relax, whilst Caroline gets the telephone and wraps the cord around Rachel's neck and proceeds to strangle her to death.
Oh.
Who was she, like one of her best friends?
Friend and babysitter. She's
jealous of her?
Mm-hmm. Wait, look at you go, Swanee. I mean, God, jealous of her that I've got to kill her? Is that a thing?
Oh, my God.
It's obviously a thing, but ugh.
Well, it is if you want to be her. You're a psycho, let's face it.
You two have been doing this for too long.
You've stolen my
I'm just gonna say that right now. Jeez.
I know, and I'm often jealous of women. I have to strangle them, invite them over and get them to just close your eyes for a minute.
Relax.
Oh, so, yeah.
Thank God we don't have corded phones anymore.
Exactly.
So she strangled Rachel to death. She then put Rachel's body into a wardrobe with the telephone cord still wrapped around her neck, where she left it for several days.
Ugh, nuts. Unwell.
After the murder, Caroline began to feel sick.
Not uncommon.
She went to work on the 2nd of March, but she was so ill that a colleague offered to drive her home. She then called in sick for the next few days, lying low at home. And I read somewhere that during this time, Caroline's father visited her to make sure she was okay, and she had to close the door to the room in which the body was hidden so that he wouldn't find Rachel. It's a lot, isn't it? Poor Rachel. Meanwhile, Rachel's family had reported her missing after she didn't return home on the 1st of March, and police were searching for her. However, since she hadn't told anyone of her plans, they didn't know where to start looking, and Caroline was able to fly under the radar, at least initially. A couple of days after the murder, Caroline wrapped Rachel's body in 2 rugs and then put it in an army bag.
Bloody heavy.
Very heavy. Whilst I think of it, and my sources are Mamma Mia and All That's Interesting. It's only a fairly short list of sources. I did find plenty of articles, but a lot of them just repeated the same stuff. It's a short list, although a lot of the same thing. Where was I? Oh, yeah. So then put her into an army bag. She hired a taxi, asking the driver to give her a hand with the bag, saying that it contained a statue.
Oh, my God.
The driver gave her a hand, put Rachel's body into the car, and they travelled to her father's property in Kilmore, where Caroline buried Rachel in the pet cemetery.
Maybe she should have been called Kill Less.
God. It's just...
God.
Gross. How old is
I drive
Caroline?
through Kilmore all the time. I didn't know there was a pet cemetery.
Caroline was 19.
Oh,
Jesus.
God. They're so young.
The pet cemetery was on her father's property. So being a farm, they have, animals die a lot, and they had a spot where they just buried them all. So that was a pet cemetery.
Yeah.
So whilst all that had been going on, of course, investors are frantically trying to find any evidence that can help them, and they began retracing Rachel's steps. They checked the family's phone records and noticed a call from Caroline. Now's a good time to let you into a little journal entry from Caroline,
Oh, don't journal. If you're going to kill people, do not journal.
in which she wrote that Rachel was everything she wasn't.
Yep.
She described Rachel as strikingly attractive with very clear pale skin and hypnotic green eyes. And in comparison, Caroline was a pizza face with brown oily hair and no coordination. Now, this is important because investigators also found witnesses who had seen Rachel on tram on the 1st of March with a plain-looking woman. So on the 12th of
Rude.
March, detectives...
What's her name? Rachel Barlow, did you say?
Rachel Barber.
Barber.
She looks stunning. She's a
wanna-
pretty little 15-year-old girl with the world ahead of her, and it's such a
No, this
tragic
shouldn't
story.
have happened.
No.
On the 12th of March, detectives went to Caroline's house to suss things out. There was no answer at the door, but they thought things seemed strange and entered the house, where they found Caroline unconscious on the floor. She apparently suffered from epilepsy and had a seizure,
Right.
presumably brought on by the stress of the murder and its aftermath.
Oh, the poor thing.
Somebody should have called the wambulance. In the apartment, police also found Caroline's journal, and what
Here
would
we
you
go.
know? It was filled with incriminating evidence. One entry read, "Drug Rachel," and then in brackets, "toxic over mouth. Put body into army bags and disfigure and dump somewhere way out."
Oh, Jesus.
Just put that in a journal. I've got to remember that. Oh,
Note to
that's
self.
That's a good idea. I won't remember that. I better write it down for future reference. Another entry outlined her plan to cover up the murder. Check farm, in brackets, including bag. Tuesday, arrange bank loan, moving van. Night to disguise hair, thoroughly clean house and steam clean carpet. Alongside the journal were 2 applications. One for a birth certificate in Rachel's name
Right?
and the other for a $10,000 bank loan. Investigators believe that Caroline planned to steal Rachel's identity and live elsewhere under her name.
How weird.
Another mole.
Another mole. Ugh. However, she never got the chance to realise her dream. Instead, investigators arrested her and began to question her.
That was quick.
So quick, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Effective detectives.
Yeah.
On the 13th of March, she admitted to her crimes and was taken into custody awaiting trial for murder. At trial, it was revealed that Caroline had never been popular and that she struggled with low self-esteem. I feel like none of this
That's
is
not
doing
a
her
reason
case for
to
popularity
kill
any
someone.
cause. Like, oh, you poor thing, you're not popular. Oh, but you killed someone. That makes you even more popular. No. The prosecutor on the case, Jeremy Rapke, cited Caroline's infatuation with Rachel as the motive for the murder, stating that she was obsessed and jealous of Rachel's attractiveness, popularity, and success. Forensic psychiatrist Justin Barry Walsh felt that Caroline was trying to magically reinvent herself in Rachel's image
Yeah.
in the hope that she could become as successful and loved as Rachel had been.
Yeah. She became obsessed. Yeah.
Note to self, that is never, ever going to work. Like, oh, I think I love you. I think you're amazing. I'd love to be as successful as you. Maybe if I kill you, then people will love me like they do you. Never in the history of anything has that happened, I imagine. Judge Frank Vincent noted Caroline's abnormal, almost obsessional interest with Rachel. According to court documents, the judge presiding over the case told Caroline at the sentencing hearing that Rachel was vulnerable to such an approach as you were known to her as a family friend and one-time babysitter.
Imagine how parents must feel.
Honestly, I guess I'll say it now. This is the bit that I can't convey in this. There's not a lot of information about that, but the betrayal, I don't know. It's hard to imagine how tough this must have been for the parents.
It's like, it's bad and it's strange, but when someone that you know, someone who's been looking after them, someone who's been in your home, looking after your child and being so close to them in that,
And
that
and
role.
the reason they did it was because she was
weird.
so amazing. It's not like she's done anything wrong to deserve it. It's not like, it's just that she's so good that someone wants to
Be her.
Be her. Yeah.
Well, but also kill her. Like, not. It's. I'm sure plenty of people have wanted to be someone. They would never do this.
Yeah.
Anyway, goodness. Indeed, this is the judge. By the way, indeed, what normal young person would have contemplated the terrible existence of such a chilling design, or that she was the subject of such hatred? And that's the weird thing, right? It's this combination of love and jealousy that leads to hatred. The judge went on to say, I have no doubt that you appreciated that the combination of a slightly adventurous but harmless secrecy and the prospect of obtaining what she had referred to as a heap of money would enable her to purchase some shoes that took her fancy, would have been very attractive to a person of her age and apparent temperament. So he's basically saying that $100 would have got her a whole lot of stuff that she could have used to accentuate her beautiful looks and further her career. He went on to say, I find the deliberation and malevolence with which you acted extremely disturbing. He went on to call her a real danger to anyone who may become the unfortunate subject of her fixation. I like the words he uses. They kind of...
Malevolence.
Malevolence, yeah. So in October 2000, Caroline was sentenced to 20 years in jail. She apparently never expressed any remorse for her crimes. Psychologist Mr. Michael Crudson, who treated Caroline in jail, said his patient revealed that prior to taking the 15-year-old's life, her fate hadn't been decided, so she hadn't worked out what she was going to do. He said that there was a poignant and disturbing moment in which Rachel Barber's fate seemed to waver in the balance. Caroline had said that she'd been in a daze. Then, in brackets, just for a moment, the veil lifted and I didn't want to do it. But something said that I was in so much trouble now I had to. And it was though the veil had dropped again. Mole.
In for a penny, in for a pound.
Well, I've got you here now.
Come this far.
I've come this far.
God,
Oh, my
Jesus.
God.
Caroline became eligible for parole on the 10th of August 2013. But her release was delayed following a public outcry by Rachel's parents to keep her behind bars.
Good.
Fair enough.
However, the Adult Parole Board granted her application in October 2014, setting down core conditions of her parole, that she must not break any law, must obey reporting conditions, and must notify her parole officer of any change of address 2 days before any move. I also feel like she should have had a checklist or a list of all of the people that she liked so that they could also warn them.
Oh,
In
yeah,
January,
okay, yeah.
Yeah, because remember the judge said he went on to call her a real danger to anyone who may become the unfortunate subject of her fixation.
Her obsession.
She should have a list of all the people she's fixated with. Anyway, in January 2015, Caroline was released from Deer Park's, and I think we could utilise this in our stories further on, Dame Phyllis Frost Prison. It's got a ring to it, hasn't it? Like, what was the other one
Dame
we talk
Phillip
about?
Frost?
I always forget. I always get it wrong.
Elaine Page, Correctional Facility.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, I think I like Deer Park's Dame Phyllis Frost Prison.
It's not actually Elaine Page. It's Elaine something or other. That's
Yeah.
going back a long time. I can't remember what they
It
called.
is.
Was that Janelle? Did she go to the Elaine Page Correctional Facility in the end?
Maybe.
She's just
Rings
too
a bell,
pretty.
but
She's too pretty.
She's just too pretty.
She was too pretty. So anyway, Caroline was released from Deer Park's Dame Phyllis Frost Prison, having served 15 of her 20 years in jail. Rachel's mother, Elizabeth, said at the time of Caroline's release that Caroline would remain on her mind every day. She won't be any less on my mind, and she won't be any more. She said she was aware Caroline would be living on the opposite side of Victoria away from her family and did not believe she was a threat to them. But I don't want her to be dangerous to anybody, she said.
Yeah.
She also said that she did not want Caroline to reoffend, and the convicted murderer should be thankful She lives in a nation where she could resume her life outside of prison. I hope she sticks to herself, she said. Mike, my husband, is really firm. He does not want her harassed. So this is how good these people are. She also said, my mother once said to me she hoped Caroline would put something back into the community, although she didn't know what kind of work she could do to significantly return the debt to society.
Yeah.
She said she's an intelligent woman, not intelligent in that she plotted and murdered our daughter, but in terms of her IQ. She also said that Caroline had shown absolutely no remorse for Rachel's murder and she would have preferred to see her serve 17 or 18 years in prison. Nobody wants their daughter murdered, and justice, as far as Rachel is concerned, will never be done.
I can't believe she doesn't have any degree of remorse or hadn't shown that over all those
It's
years.
incredible, isn't it?
Well, she's a
And
psychopath.
yet,
That's
yeah,
fucked
but
up.
and yet she gets released
Out. I know.
on parole. Like, come on, mate. I would have thought that would have been one of the first things you'd have to do. Oh, yeah, nobody wants their daughter murdered, and justice, as far as Rachel is concerned, will never be done because Rachel's life has been taken away from her. Caroline, now in her mid-30s, has been a long, and this is from an article a while back, so she was 19 in 99, so she'd be early 40s, roughly, has been in a long-term relationship with an armed robber she met in prison. It's not Wiggers, Swanee, it's not Wiggers. It's Annette Chubbs Taylor.
Chubsy.
Chubsy, yep, who rides Little Man in Wodonga for brunch.
Look out, she'll come for you.
I'm not saying boo. I don't need Wiggers and her mate Chubbs after me.
And Chubbs.
Chubbs and Wiggers.
So Annette Chubbs Taylor was maintaining a relationship with Caroline despite no longer being inside Deer Park's Dame Phyllis Frost prison, and they were planning to live together upon her release. A former inmate who knew Robertson said she had not spoken of her crime and believed she was rehabilitated. That's the story. It's sharp, it's brief, it's horrific. What do you think?
It's really sad.
Very sad.
It's so tragic, isn't it?
I don't know. I also feel like there's, in terms of who the girl was, who Rachel was, I just feel like I kind of grew up in a situation because I did ballet and stuff like that. I can so imagine a girl who, well, I had a look at a picture of her, but also who was just probably great at everything, kind, popular, beautiful to her family, just, destined for great things, whatever that ended up being.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I could imagine that someone who didn't feel wanted, attractive, etc., would really look at someone who seemed to have it all. And, it sounds like Rachel was just, beautiful in all senses. It's just so tragic that her own babysitter, Jesus.
Right? I know.
That's the kicker for me. It's like, my God, it's not like, I don't know, some pervy bloke. You know what I mean? It's just like,
It's
whoa,
not
I wasn't
Jane
expecting
Gum
that.
from Silence of the Lambs, who is,
It's not some freaky guy who's getting his
a
it's
19-year-old
like, oh no, someone looks after you,
babysitter.
sitter. Yeah, who knows you, who knows what you're like as a person, who knows your family, who knows your little sisters. Nah, I'm going to murder her.
Who knows how good you are, who would like to be like you, but instead
That's
of
why she
having
did
you in her life...
But that's why she did it.
That process of, I love you so much,
She's
I
not well.
love what you are. Oh, I'm not... I don't
She's
know.
a psychopath.
Also, 15-year-old beautiful girl, you want more of that in the world, and she wants to take that out of the world. Like, come on, Mole.
Well, no, she wants to be able to replace it with and do that herself.
With her own self-proclaimed pizza face.
Well, she was probably going to have a bit of a...
I must
With her
say, I haven't
$10,000
had
that
pizza
she didn't
face
make
for
it.
about 40 years, but anyway.
That's right.
Maybe 30, 35, 40.
Yeah, about there.
One doesn't like to give away their age too much, but...
No.
Like, how gross.
Do we know anything more about where Caroline is now?
Well, apparently she was going to, upon her
I bet you
release-
she's not putting good back in. I mean, how do... I don't know.
She was
You can
apparently
just-
going into regional Victoria, and there was a reference to her being on the other side of the state. So I'm going to go maybe northwest Victoria or southwest Victoria, that kind of way.
Okay. Oh, you'll be out one day having a lunch or something, you'll be watching, One Morning in Wodonga, and the woman next to you think, gosh, You look familiar. What's your name?
Next
Oh,
time
Caroline.
I see active lady, I'm going to say Caroline and see if she turns around.
Maybe she's gone to, she's moved to Caroline Springs, which is upper class.
Maybe that's what Caroline Springs is named after.
What's that?
Caroline Springs is a suburb in Melbourne, and a friend of ours used to call it upper class Deer Park.
What's Deer Park? I know you said it was the
It's a suburb.
It's the home of Deirdre Chambers Correctional Facility.
right.
What was it called? Dame Phyllis Frost Prison.
Is it a suburb though? Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, Deer Park's a
It
suburb.
was one of those
Okay.
new ones. Caroline Springs is one of those new suburbs that they.
Well, 35 years ago it was. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, also, at
New
the
to
time
our
it wasn't
Yes.
a real suburb until
Most
they
suburbs are
created
new
it.
at the time that they're built.
Yeah, but it was in the middle of other. Like it was literally part of Deer Park, and they go, "Oh no, hang
It
on,
was-
we can't call
It's
it
not
Deer
like you were the
Park."
establishment in
It was a
Essendon, is
big
it?
housing estate. And
It
they called
was.
it Caroline Springs. It's like Hillside, which is next to it or very near it.
Yeah.
Similar
It's
thing.
like
Yep.
all of the things they're doing now, where they rename a suburb with an estate name so that
To make it sound
doesn't.
posh.
Well, so it doesn't have
St Albans.
the reference of active lady and little man.
Yeah.
Oh no, that was in Wodonga. That wasn't in
Deer Park or St
Killara
Albans.
or St Albans. Yeah.
Killara Heights. I live in Killara Heights.
Do you? Well, we've got Killara up here, which is a suburb of the Dom, probably renamed.
I wouldn't
For
call
the
it a
very
suburb. I
reason
don't
we're
even know
talking
why
about.
it's called Killara Heights.
What?
There's no signs that say you are now in Killara Heights. The bus says taking you to Killara Heights. I'm like, where's that? And then I've realised that's where we live.
In
Did you catch the
Sunbury
bus?
or Essendon?
Sunbury. No, I don't catch the bus. Tony does.
That was what? That was the bit I was like, what? Are you kidding?
You
No,
just
those
reminded me
buses.
yesterday. That was a car that I was parked next to yesterday. I took a photo of it.
A cube?
A cube?
It's not a cube. I don't know if you better. Can you see that the shape of that thing?
It's pretty square.
Oh,
Right.
It's cute. It's
It's called a ruckus.
I've seen ruckuses.
ruckus?
Yes,
Look how boxy it is.
yes I've seen ruckuses. And
It's
I've
the new
confused
cube.
them. I've confused
What's the
them for
brand?
cubes.
I think it's Toyota. I didn't.
Toyota Ruckus.
The Toyota, because I was taking photos and I thought someone's going to come out and bust
Is that
me.
because that's the name the passengers make as they try to escape?
Fuck, it was so boxy, but it was like a bit of a long box, more rectangular.
the back.
Shut up. All right, sentencing, you two. Cut it out, you two. Sentencing.
Oh,
Yeah, Toyota Ruckus.
The Toyota Ruckus looks like they've photographed it. Looks like it's a Range Rover or something. In real life, it was very cubesque.
but you couldn't move people in it, couldn't you? Like
That's
bodies.
its idea.
It was quite big.
Oh, bodies. I thought you just meant,
Yeah.
so people move it. But yes, I see what you mean.
No. Well, in the cube kind of format, yeah, you could.
You could put a walking frame in it easily.
Can you give me a hand getting
Maybe
this
a little
into the
man
back?
needs a ruckus. Anyway, back to the
A
story,
big
guys.
little man
Sorry.
calls the ruckus.
I know that it's so sad that we've all just gone, let's distract ourselves with
Right, I know.
a bit of a
That's
ruckus.
literally that. It's that bad. Go on then. What do you think?
I'm going to bury her in a pet cemetery.
Oh,
Fair
there you
enough.
go.
Straight up.
Yeah,
Mm.
Don't
Nice.
muck around up.
nice.
Or, like the film Pet Cemetery, we'll just sort of gate her in somehow and then all the animals come back from the
Get
dead
there.
and get her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you don't want... Oh, okay.
Yeah.
No, you don't want that. That's right, Woo.
Yeah. We don't want that. Oh, you want that.
Oh, no.
Well, don't la
Oh,
la.
I don't want that.
Not that one.
It's mean, but it's not macabre. It's more sort of like maybe a punishment for her would be that she always remains a pizza face. She always remains on the outer. She always remains
Unloved by the
an
chubs of the world.
An under, yeah, before she met Chubbs. Yeah, just, I don't know, but then doesn't seem quite fair.
An
She then goes
unseen
on-
and unknown.
Unseen is important. Unseen, unknown can do no harm. Just an irrelevance, really. Just exists and battles with her own
Demons,
issues. Because,
yeah.
it's a
Yeah.
bit weak maybe on my behalf. I don't know. I don't
It's
know
a
what else
hard
to do
one,
with her.
isn't it?
It is because I feel I'm just so disgusted by what she's done.
Yeah, it's bad, isn't it?
Because the thing that, a normal person, you'd be like, oh my God, you have let down everybody you know, the people that you were so close to in terms of this family who you allowed you to babysit their daughter.
Babysit that, yeah.
You know, imagine how they feel. I don't think that
She
Elizabeth
cares.
cares, and she still doesn't. So, no,
Yep.
I just think make her have a really miserable existence, but do no harm to anybody else because she's just in her own
Yep.
head and just Clarky.
I think she's made the world a worse place by keeping herself in it and taking Rachel out of it. And the reason she's done that is because Rachel is was such a beautiful person. And I find that, like, we've discussed a whole host of crimes, and a lot of them are horrific and you know, serial killers, all those sorts of things. This one it's just one act, but it's gross. Like, it just, I've got nothing for her. I've got no respect for her. I've got, you know, I don't care whether someone says she was rehabilitated. I don't care whether, you know, she served 15 years. I don't care that she's found love in the arms of Chubbs. You know, like... you need to cut that bit.
No, I'm not cutting that out. That's one of the funniest things you've said. Love in the arms of Chubbs.
That was more his delivery.
Yeah.
The delivery
I
was
wasn't
perfect.
expecting it at all.
I
I'm
don't
going,
care.
"Oh, my Lord."
I don't care.
I don't
care
care.
if she's found the love of the arms of Chubbs. I don't
care about your life post what you've done. Like,
no, me neither.
Just go away.
Maybe she needs to be banished then.
Well,
into the
kind of. But I was
wasteland.
also thinking a little bit about what's the show that has Mirror, Mirror on the Wall? Who's the fairest of them? Is that Snow White?
Snow White.
Snow White, yeah.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
The show.
I feel like, yeah, I know, right? I'm good.
Fairy tale, I think.
I think right from the start we can all acknowledge that my, what's it called, pop culture. Is
I don't know that
slim.
fairy tale is pop culture, but yes,
Just
fair enough.
culture.
I thought it was maybe your childhood, but anyway.
It's not music.
No.
Yeah, okay.
Anyway, so whatever that show's called, no. So I think that I would like there to be some kind of ongoing thing where, you know, Caroline is frequently reminded that she's not the fairest creature of them all. And in fact, not even top 10 or top 100. In fact, I wish the mirror would just laugh at her and go,
You're not even a butterface.
Are you Pharrell, bro? Like,
Yeah.
who's the fairest of them all? Do you really you think you're a chance with
not
that?
you. And it ain't going to be.
And I want her to be haunted by that for not just the term of her natural life, but maybe if reincarnation is a thing, whatever she gets reincarnated as, it just...
Our dogs really, imagine them come back, it's like that dog's carrying something real heavy.
Like, we've seen some dogs where their teeth are broken and their tongue hangs out, you know, like...
That's the reincarnation of a murderer.
That's what I want her to be reincarnated as. Like, you show is ugly. Do you remember that from Colour Purple?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they say about Whoopi. Anyway, I just want her to know that, not because of her physical looks, but because of what she is inside. She's
that's
ugly,
important,
you know, doesn't matter what you look like on the surface. You are one ugly woman. So, yeah, something along those lines. Not sure I nailed it, but that's kind of what I think.
Okay. All right. Well, that was a sad one, but thank you for bringing that local story to us, Clarky. And as we say every week, miss you already.
Ciao.
Ciao, ciao.
Ciao. Thanks for listening to Trial by Wine. You can contact us at trialbywine@gmail.com. Please rate, review and subscribe to Trial by Wine on Apple Podcasts or wherever you get your podcasts. If you'd like to support us, you can become a patron at www.patreon.com, Trial by Wine, or visit our website www.trialbywine.com to donate to us. Your support will help us cover many more cases and apply wacky sentences. We really appreciate you listening and hope you tell everyone about us. Our cover art is by John Christo and music is by Beauchamp from pixabay.com.